I don't know, maybe I'm alone on this, but when so much of VR gaming revolves around running around, shooting, taking cover, reloading, and dying and retrying, games like Toy Trains VR feel like an oasis smack in the center of a gaming desert. In other words, I was excited to brew some coffee, put on my PSVR2 headset, and spend a relaxing night playing this game. But despite all its charms, I did walk away pretty disappointed. And here's why. First and foremost, you'd expect a game like this to be running at max resolution, and it just isn't. It's not blurry, it's just soft. But the aesthetic here is nice. You're in the same attic room from beginning to end, and the acoustic guitar plucking away in the background really sets the tone. And if you can believe it, there's actually a story here too about you, a child, who's been left alone as your parents have taken off on a trip without you. At the beginning of each new stage, you get an update from your parents via postcard, and maybe this makes me a horrible person, but man, I was really hoping for a dark ending to all of this. Each stage adds another track piece to the mix, bridges, ramps, tunnels. The addition of each allows you to get more and more creative with your puzzle solutions. But honestly, none of the levels outside of the very last part of the very last board will ever make you stop and think for more than 5 seconds. It's a really easy game, which should be appealing in a nice cozy game like this, but I would have preferred the puzzles to be more difficult, and that would have made finding the solution more rewarding. From what I can tell, there's no fail state, and you can solve each of the game's 10 puzzles at your own pace. But even describing the stages as puzzles kind of bothers me. You're never doing more than connecting all the locations on the table with a train track. Even when there's a fire rampaging through the town, your job isn't to put it out. Your job is to just connect all the buildings so the town can put it out themselves. I think I just wanted more to do in first person. But all you're given at the end of each puzzle are some decorations like animals, fences, and farmland to place around the board. Being able to paint your little train or make and design your own buildings, or even riding around the track in first person would have been way more rewarding. Without more customization options, it's hard to take ownership of each of these boards, or feel proud of what you've created, as the developers clearly wanted you to feel. It's not a total loss though, because it's a nice touch that to start the train, you have to pull a string, and to read through the NPC's dialogue has you tugging on a pull tab. And I like that you build a small collection of toys as you progress through the game, although there's not much you can do with them.
Destruction. Good robot. Hello. Surrender.
There also aren't any movement options. You can raise or lower yourself with the face buttons on the left sense controller. Why can't I grab the air and pull myself around the room, or even use the right analog stick to rotate around the board? This caused me to have to play a lot of the game standing, hovering over the virtual table for the last hour or two, which I have to admit left me with kind of a sore back by the end of the night. Listen, I get what the developers are trying to do here. It's a cute, feel-good game that isn't meant to be played in one 3-hour session like I played it in. It's supposed to be relaxing, it's supposed to be charming, and for the most part, it really is. But this feels like a $7 or $8 game to me. And for $20, I'm kind of confused why there's not just like 100 levels here. These boards aren't that much different from each other, and giving some NPCs a few lines of text to appear on screen doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It's fine for what it is, but I was definitely hoping for quite a bit more than we got.
Woohoo!